Hey everybody, Ken here for the Monday Poker Fix. Wanted to bring you a little bit of action from last night's Viking Lodge live streamed Facebook tables, or Facebook final table. So if you happened to watch this last night on Facebook, thank you for watching. If you didn't, you can still catch that video on Facebook as well, and we'll also upload it to YouTube either today or tomorrow. I wanted to go over a few things on here. First, we're going to go over one rule that most people have a little bit of issue with. You have to be in your seat in order to have a live hand. So in this case, Eric's hand, by definition of the rule, would be a mucked hand because he wasn't in his seat by the time the cards got dealt, which means his hand would be dead. However, being that it was a live streamed table to Facebook, we did make an exception. I said to him, hey, quickly use the restroom. They were supposed to take a scheduled break, but it kind of sucks to have a 10-minute break during a live streamed final table. And viewership was pretty good, so we didn't want them to wait too terribly long. So we did say, hey, you guys can go really quickly, and then I would say, hey, we'll wait, for you to get out of the bathroom. So that's why his cards were not in trouble there or mucked in any way, shape, or form. But typically that hand would have been called dead. The dealer would have just scooped it up. So that's part one of this Monday Poker Fix. Part two is Ken opens in the small blind with aces. He's got about 110K in chips. Blinds are 4,000, 8,000. So it's a pretty hefty raise. I mean, it's about 40-something percent, 38% something of his chips. I mean, it's a big chunk of his chips. He's betting into the big blinds, just a small blind, big blind left. 38,000 is a pretty big raise. I think that screams one of two things, and I think this is what Eric is trying to figure out. It either screams, I have aces, get the hell out of my pot, or it means I've got a juicy hand that I really don't want to play for, and I'm hoping you just fold here and I get to pick up that 12,000 in blinds out there, which is the 8,000 from the big blind and a 4,000 from the big blind ante. Which brings us to our second point of today's Monday Poker Fix. At CCG, when you get down to the final 6 players in a tournament, five players. When you get down to the final 5 players in a final table tournament, any tournament with the big blind ante, that big blind gets reduced down to the small blind equivalent. So you get a little bit of, because the blinds go around faster, you do get a little bit of relief from the fact that you don't have to pay so much in the big blind every single time. Third part of this hand is that we want to go over Eric. Everybody is entitled to take as much time as possible, and sometimes people get a little squirrely, right? This is a big hand. I mean, we're four-handed, deep stack, final table, money's on the line. You're literally down to aces versus kings, small blind, big blind. I want to go over a couple of things here because the hand really plays itself. I don't think there's a whole lot to worry about here. I think Eric is just trying to decide, does he really have aces or doesn't he? And rightfully so, he's making a good decision here because Ken does have aces, Eric, so be careful. But I want to go over a couple things of etiquette-wise here. Eric is entitled to take as much time as possible. I don't think he's taking an inordinate amount of time. Pretty sure that's a word. He's not taking a long time in the fact that, again, it's situational. Everybody's got time to think about it. Maybe he could have snap called a little bit quicker, but everybody's entitled to their own chips. But I want to go over what the other two players in the 5 and the 6 seat, which is Mike and Steve. I want to say how good it is that they're taking their time. They're being respectful of a big hand, waiting to make sure that the other players are in and having fun and not, affecting the action in any way. Well, Eric hits the dream flop here. He flops a king. Ken's stuck. He's not getting out of this hand. He's going to jam it all in, and Eric's going to immediately call with kings, set of kings. I mean, again, this hand plays itself. I think it could have played a little bit faster from Eric's end, but again, it's a big decision. I would have liked to maybe get it all in on the flop. All in pre-flop, because I really don't see how this hand, nobody's folding kings four-handed. It's just, I know it stinks and I think it goes a long way, but I just don't think there's any chance he's folding. And again, I want to go over the fact that there is that rule where if you're not in your seat, your cards can get mucked. It's not always a definitive factor, but 99% of the time your cards would have been mucked there. 2, I want to go over the fact that Steve and Mike were very respectful of the other two players playing a big hand, which we congratulate them for. And poor Ken, aces get cracked again. At least he's still in the tournament and makes a nice run here at the end. Well, thanks for watching the Monday Poker Fix. We'll see you next week. And make sure you come and check us out this Friday and Saturday, August 16th and August 17th for the Andrew Nemi and Brad Owen Mug Meetup game. See you this weekend. Bye, everybody.